Y'all, Steven Jackson is an interesting character to me. He don't know if he want to be a hater of LeBron James or a supporter, right? And it is quite confusing. You ever seen somebody who really throw a whole lot of hate at a person, but they say a little bit of good every now and then just so they won't look like the hater that they really are? That's who Steven Jackson is, right? He'll throw some praises out there for LeBron every now and then, maybe to help LeBron in hopes that LeBron will come on all the smoke or whatever, or to camouflage the hate that he got or whatever for him and certain disdain or whatever. I don't know what it is. And then other times he'll just let all the hate just seep out. So if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, LeBron was engaged and it really wasn't a back and forth. Dylan Brooks was throwing shots at LeBron James and post-game interviews and so on and so forth, talking trash, talking mess, talking about how LeBron an old dude now and he don't respect nobody unless they give him 40 and all of that. And back then he ain't what he used to be and all this and all of that, right? And Steven Jackson said, I respect that. I like the competitiveness. Everybody want to be his friend. Everybody want to be dude friend. Everybody want to be dude friend, so on and so forth. And then he was talking about how, at least he tried to stop him. I see all these other dudes let LeBron score. They just let him score. First of all, bro, that ain't hating. That's hating if I ain't never seen it. Ain't nobody just letting that man score on them in the NBA. Dudes don't want to be fired. They don't want to be benched. They don't want their team to lose games. They don't. Ain't nobody just letting that man score. To say that is to act like people letting him win championships. They was letting him just eliminate them from the playoffs. Miles was just letting him score all the baskets he got. That's ridiculous, bro. Dude be scoring on people because for a long time, he's been stronger, faster, more athletic than a lot of the dudes in the NBA. Steven Jackson, you know that personally. Why? Because he lined up against you several times as y'all played the same position, bro. Although you like to say you from a different era, Bron came in the era that you was in. He was in that era too. He came in 2003, when all the supposed tough guys of the league, the Steven Jacksons, the Kevin Garnetts, the Kenyon Martins, all of them dudes are still in the league, all riding high. And LeBron James, Rasheed Wallace, all them dudes are still in the league riding high. And Bron came in averaging a dub his rookie year, right? A lot of the other dudes who was high school to pro talent, they could not do that at all, right? And that was still the same era when the game was physical and dudes was still hard fouling and dudes was being aggressive and dudes was not trying to be friends and people was on their bully and dudes had a certain bravado about them, that this tough guy persona. LeBron was out here giving them same dudes buckets and he was giving you buckets time and time again. So on your end, he was faster, stronger, and just more athletic than a lot of dudes. You don't make that argument. You don't say that about nobody else. Dudes wasn't just letting Kobe score, in your opinion. Kobe was playing in that era when LeBron came in. Dudes wasn't letting... Kobe was a little bit before then, but he was playing in 2003 and on. He won championships, 2 championships after that. You weren't saying they was letting Kobe score. But they just be letting LeBron score for some reason, right? You ain't saying they letting Steph Curry score, but they letting LeBron score for some reason. You ain't saying they letting Kevin Durant score, but all of a sudden, for some reason, they just gonna let LeBron score out of everybody. For real? For real, bro? If anything, someone might have ran out the way because they were scared of getting dunked on. Like when Tayshaun Prince ran out the way when they played Detroit in, 2007? When they played Detroit in that playoff run, when they beat Detroit 4-2, when LeBron scored the last 25 points on them dudes, Tayshaun ran his ass out the way because he was scared of getting put on a poster. But Stack, I don't get you, bro. He'll say little stuff here and there. Oh, these dudes be friends. I remember when LeBron, that situation when Rondo got into it with Chris Paul. Rondo was on the Lakers, Chris Paul on the Houston Rockets, and it was a fight. Here comes Steven Jackson. We know Bron ain't gonna fight him because they buddies. Buddies? That was a shot at Bron. And they buddies, they friends. He wanted LeBron to go off and haul ass and haul off on Chris Paul, knowing he wouldn't do that shit to Matt Barnes. If that was the situation with Matt, he would calmly try to ease the situation, calm it down, to try to let cooler heads prevail, and to ease the tension in the room like LeBron James was doing, right? He acting like he would have hauled off and stole off one of his partners if it was a whole type of conflict between the teams. Like when he was fighting, he wasn't fighting the dudes on the Pacers. I mean, on the Pistons, he was fighting the dudes, the people in the stands, because he didn't know them. All right, it was people he didn't know attacking one of his brothers on his team. He acting like he be trying to throw these little slices to make it seem like LeBron soft and all these dudes too friendly and all this and all that. Man, bro, knock it off, fool. Knock it off. Everybody ain't under the I want to be super tough, supreme thug act. And again, I'm a fan of a lot of the All the Smoke podcast. I've been a fan of a lot of interviews that Steven Jackson has had and certain things that he said. But I got to call a spade, bro. I know what I'm seeing. I know hate when I see it, bro. Everybody, like, cut it out, bro. Steven Jackson, he feel a certain type of way because he want, like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel like certain guys that came in before the LeBron era, they don't like LeBron getting a certain amount of praise or getting looked at in a certain light because he's not from their draft time, from their draft year, right? He's not of their, I guess, in their era. Kobe Bryant is of his era, right? So he'll give more praise to somebody of his era versus somebody that came after him. It's the old head syndrome. These boys ain't doing it like we used to do it. Ooh. Bruh, he came in 03 when the league was still rough and rugged, right? Hand checking wasn't there, but it was still rough and rugged with all the big old tough guys and all this and all of that. All of the enforcers was still there, and he was still getting busy. What that tell you, dude is a Pantheon great. But leave it up to Steven Jackson to try to diminish LeBron in some type of way. Oh, people just letting him score. Bro, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, fool? No, they not. And again, he always had this little slight with LeBron about how he ain't LeBron ain't gonna fight for you, Shannon. When you out here doing it, he ain't gonna fight for you. Bro, everybody ain't trying to come in and be a super thug like you was being. Nobody want to be a blood while they are grown adults in the NBA. Like trying to be a blood, tying up rags in your locker room, in your locker. That's what he was. Steven Jackson has confessed this to the world. Everybody wasn't on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? But dude, you can't tell me LeBron ain't no competitor. In between them lines, he gonna get busy and Muzz gonna feel it. You know what I mean? But it's just like, bro, like, yo, one minute he want to throw, we all love him. Do you for real? When you keep throwing these shots here and there, and everybody ain't friends, and Dylan Brooks, look, everybody ain't got to be friends. But your own co-host said this. When Dylan Brooks talk all that mess, when you talk trash, you got to come out and face the media, bro. You got to have the courage to sit in front of the media after you didn't say what you didn't say about that man. You didn't threw stones and said little stuff and all that. Nah, don't tuck your tail and go to the locker room after the game is over with. No, face the media and face the criticism, right? We got on John Morant. I didn't got on John Morant on here, right? About trying to be a super thug. And even his comments about I'm fine in the West. The brother came to the press conference and said, you know what? I can handle it. I'll take it. I said it. It is what it is. I'll take the criticism that came with it. Cool. Dylan Brooks went in hiding. So that's another thing we talking about, dude. But nonetheless, get back to Steven Jackson, man. It's like Steven Jackson always try to figure out a way to, minimize LeBron in certain type of ways. He ain't just letting people just be letting LeBron score. Bro, dude, what? Are you crazy, bro? Dudes ain't trying to lose their job and trying to just be like looked at, especially now, bro. People get out the league quick as hell now. Quicker than what they used to get out the league for. People be going out the league in a heartbeat now. A lot of the dudes that used to be around don't even got jobs. They was just in the league 2-3 years ago. They gone. And you allowing LeBron James to get off? You ain't gonna be in the league, bro. They ain't trying to let that happen. You gonna be gone and bounce, especially if you ain't no scorer. You ain't no strong scorer. Oh man, your job is gone, bro. Especially with these dudes coming from overseas, talent in college, G League talent moving up and trying to find their way and they finding headway. Bro, are you for real? Again, but Steven Jackson, he don't know what he want to do. And the brother be confused a lot of times with a lot of stuff he does. A lot of things that he does. So I know what it is. I know hate when I see it though. Dudes say just enough little good things about LeBron and not seem like a hater, but then he'll pile on at times. Oh, how you break the record one day and then don't come out and play the next day like you hurt all of a sudden. Woo woo. Bro, in sports, there's a such thing as playing off adrenaline, right? And Shannon Sharp talked about this too. Not even just Shannon Sharp. Other athletes have spoken about this. You feel the pain from certain stuff in the morning. You hurt yourself in the game. You play through it. You play through it. You play through it. Right? Your adrenaline is rushing, is running, and you're just in the mode. You're in game time mode. Once the game is over with, you go home, you rest up, wake up the next morning, it's hurting worse than ever. And you can't really do stuff that you was doing yesterday because your adrenaline is not rushing. He go trying to make it seem like LeBron injury not legitimate and all this and all of that, giving credence to a lot of the LeBron haters who say, oh, LeBron is trying to fake like he's injured. Just in case the Lakers don't make the playoffs, he can say, oh, I wasn't there when they fell flat on their face. What the fuck did that matter anyway? Because he was there when they took them other losses, so they still would have blamed him anyway. LeBron went out here faking on injury because he knew he was going to get the blame. He knew he was going to get the brunt of it regardless of what happened. Bro, ain't faking no injury, bro. Like, dude been playing in the league for a long time. He's getting older now. He's 38 years old. Injuries come with age at times, right? All them other times he was being Iron Man, playing and balling. Nobody, now he is coming into question now, for real? Oh, how you ain't playing one. Like, bro, are you for real, bro? For real, you gonna question that man like that? And he faking for weeks and weeks on end? Bro, knock it off. Knock it off. Dude been the face of the league and the ambassador of the league for a long time due to the fact that he's been dominant for a while, right? And it's based upon the fact that he ain't cheating the game. So to have Stephen Jackson out here questioning it and throwing him under the bus, acting like, oh, he just faking it out and all that. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, this is the ultimate type of hate that you see from older dudes like that. And it's weak to me. It's weak because this is the thing. He would say all of that and then have LeBron right on the show smiling in his face, giggling and he ha. The same way when Charles Oakley came on a podcast, All the Smoke podcast, he was clowning Isaiah Thomas, telling Charles Oakley was clowning Isaiah, Mike don't want to be your friend. Get over it. He never going to be your friend. He just mad. You mad because he took Chicago from you. You ain't never going to be your friend. Leave. Get Mike's name out your mouth, all this and all of that. Stephen Jackson, ha, he, and laughing his ass off. And Zeke, Isaiah Thomas, like a real Chicago player, came on and like a Chicago gangster, came on All the Smoke and reminded Stephen Jackson, remember, Jack? You was done. You was done for. You was out the league. You remember that? You remember that, Stack? You were done. You were done. I made the call to David Stern and said, you can't do that to that brother. You can't do that to him, man. You can't do that to him. I made the call. Then I met with him in his office and talked to him, right? And then you played a couple weeks after that, right? Hey, then Stack gonna say, yeah, man. Yeah, Al Harrington gave me your number. Al saved me with that one. And Zeke said, no. Isaiah saved you with that one. That's letting him know, nah, you sit up here he and laughing when Charles Oakley trying to throw my name in the mud and trash me. You laughing with Oak. And you forgot I was the one that put that word in for you to be able to stay in this league when David Stern was trying to get your ass up out of here and say you was no good for the league and you got to go. He was looking at you as just another hooping thug. And Zeke came in and put that blanket of grace on David Stern to allow him to still be playing in the league. You know what I'm saying? Stag B, you know all of that. He forgot all that. Oh, I forgot about that. How you forget about that, bruh? You don't forget about nothing like that. That's how I know dude just be on whatever, and he got to be reeled in from time to time. So if LeBron was to come on All the Smoke, he'd come in there laughing and act like he ain't never said none of that, and just act like it ain't and act like he the biggest LeBron fan. Then when he leave again, he gonna be back hating once again and saying little certain stuff. Now, granted, no man is above reproach. He can criticize LeBron James for sure, but to say that man, people letting that man score, that's hate. To say, oh, how you scoring all this, how you playing one game, the next game you injured. Like, bro, you an athlete. You know how adrenaline works with injuries? That's hate, bro. Oh, they buddy. Oh, LeBron wasn't going to fight Chris Paul because that's his buddy. You know, they buddies. They hang out together, work out together. I'm from a different era. That's hate. And no matter how you try to dress it up, you can't disguise that, brother. Hey, Stephen Jackson, he be out here hating. He don't know whether he want to be a hater or a supporter of LeBron James. Machiavelli Mills TV, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in the comment section below. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I'm still here and I'm gonna stay here. I'm out. Peace.